Penguin Random House Audio presents Change of Heart by Falon Ballard. Read for you by Carly Robbins. To all the unlikable girls, may you find supportive, kind, compassionate partners who aren't threatened, but instead inspired by your ability to kick serious ass. 1. I spot Dr. Ben Loving the moment I step through the door of Two Hearts Cafe. I'm late, but I don't bother apologizing as I slide into the seat across from him, shooing him back into his own chair when he tries to stand to greet me. He's not bad looking, if you're into the boy next door vibe. He's white, with thick brown hair and deep brown eyes, plus a wide smile that's a little too friendly and charming. Amazing bone structure. I will give him that. Campbell, I presume? There's no hint of annoyance with me in his tone. It might even be tinged with a hint of humor. But I'm sure it won't take long for the lightness to slip away and the irritation to take hold. Cam. Nobody calls me by my full name except for my grandmother. Campbell was my grandmother's mom's last name. It never sat right with her that her mom gave up her name when she got married, and so grandmother insisted I carry the name in her honor. Agreeing to bestow me with the moniker is one of the few things my mother did right before she left, according to grandmother. Now, I am the one forced to obey grandmother's whims, like go on this date, even though we both know my time would be better served working on my latest acquisitions deal, or washing my hair. Got it. I'm Ben Loving. I know. I flip open the menu, my eyes quickly scanning the offerings and landing on something suitable. Normally, when grandmother forces me to go on one of these tedious missions, I at least get a nice meal out of it, but this supposedly charming cafe was Ben's choice, and I didn't have the energy to push back. I gestured to a woman standing nearby, wearing an apron and holding a notepad. Hi, can we order? The woman rushes over to the table. She looks to be well into her 60s, the kind of woman who is wearing her age like no woman in my family would. Not a lick of Botox to be found on her pale, wrinkled face. Her face is kind, though. Her hair a mass of gray curls, and she smiles as she reaches our table. Good evening, lovebirds. My name is Mimi, and I have the pleasure of taking care of you tonight. I flash her a tight smile, deciding it's not worth it to correct her assumptions about me and this man I just met, a man who I will never see again once I walk out the door in approximately 38 minutes, give or take. Thanks, Mimi. I'll have the Cobb salad, no blue cheese, dressing on the side, and a glass of Chardonnay. I hand her my menu and pull my phone from my bag so I can check my emails while Ben orders. Oh, I hadn't quite decided yet, actually. Ben stammers when it's his turn. But I guess I'll just have the spaghetti and a glass of red. Fantastic! I'll be right back with your drinks. Mimi looks between the two of us, as if she's missing something, before toddling away. So, I sigh, setting down my phone and turning my attention to my so-called date. Look, Ben, I'm sure you're a very nice guy, obviously smart given the whole doctor thing, and relatively handsome, but let me just be upfront with you here. I'm only on this date to appease my grandmother so she doesn't write me out of the will and leave our flourishing law firm in the hands of my incompetent asshat of a cousin. I'm not sure how you got roped into this blind date, but I can guarantee you my grandmother only cares about your good genes, which are only important if I were to plan on having kids, which I'm definitely not. So we don't really need to do the whole getting to know you song and dance. Let's just eat our meals in peace and be on our way. Ben blinks at me for a second before the corner of his mouth tilts up in a smile. Wow. Can't say I've ever been rejected before drinks have even arrived. I shrug, itching to turn back to my phone and respond to the messages overflowing my inbox. I have a huge meeting tomorrow morning, one that could secure the firm a billionaire client, so it's not like these responses can wait long. I just see no point in wasting either of our time. He folds his arms, leaning on the table. We do have to eat. Is it such a terrible prospect to have a conversation while we share a meal? Or, alternate plan, we can both eat, and I can answer emails while you do whatever it is you need to do for your job. His eyebrows raise. I'm a pediatric surgeon. Ugh, grandmother, really? A pediatric surgeon? So much for that whole, don't have kids if you really don't want to line. She's always trying to feed me. She's becoming more obvious in her old age. Great. Well, I don't know what kind of workload you bring home with you every night, but whatever it is, feel free to take care of it. I swipe open my phone. I don't bring work with me on dates. Your loss. One of the first lessons grandmother instilled in me was to be ready to work at any possible moment, lest any free time be wasted. Mimi arrives back at our table just as my need for wine is hitting its highest level. Here we are. She gently sets down our glasses in front of us, and then instead of returning to her job, decides to stick around. I just have to say, the two of you make an absolutely gorgeous couple. Truly. You look like you were made for each other. I pull my gaze from my phone so I can grimace. I open my mouth to, politely, ask her to bug off, but Ben beats me to it. Thank you so much, Mimi. That's so kind of you. He flashes her a brilliant smile that, while obnoxious in its warmth, has the desired effect of sending Mimi on her merry little way. Ben takes a large swig of his wine and then, thankfully, lapses into silence. I take full advantage, firing off responses to 10 emails in the time it takes for our food to be prepared and delivered. Mimi lingers, hovering over us, and asking if we need anything despite us both saying no the first 2 times she asked. When she finally slinks away after neither of us engage, I set my phone to the side. Are you going to bless me with your presence? Ben takes a huge bite of his pasta and meets my gaze head-on. I don't know what you mean. I've been here the whole time. He finishes chewing and sips from his wine glass. I guess in the physical sense, sure. I stab a tomato with my fork. I thought I had made my intentions clear. You don't intend for this to go anywhere. You weren't exactly subtle. So then where's the miscommunication? He twirls his fork in his bowl of spaghetti. I don't understand why we can't have a conversation if we're going to be sitting here anyway. Because I have work to do. Do you always have work to do? Yes. When do you take time for yourself? I don't. That doesn't seem very healthy. I'm fit as a fiddle, Dr. Loving. I gestured to his pasta with my fork, lettuce speared on the tip of it. Dare I say, I might be healthier than you. There's more to health than the difference between pasta and a salad. He chugs the last of his wine. When was the last time you took a vacation? I'll take a vacation when I retire. I literally save children's lives for a living, and even I take vacations. Some of us are just born with a strong work ethic, I guess. Though I don't think I was born this way. So much of my drive can likely be attributed to my burning need to be nothing like my mother. But that is a sentiment I don't share with anyone, let alone handsome strangers. Ben sits back in his seat. I think I've lost my appetite. Great. I raise my hand for the check. I'll be home earlier than I thought, giving me more time to prep for my meeting tomorrow. It's essential that we bag this client if we really want to take things to the next level at Andrews and Associates. And by we, I really mean I, as I am the one who has orchestrated this whole deal, and I will be the one to take full credit when it's solidified, basically guaranteeing the firm will go to me should my grandmother ever decide to retire. Leaving so soon? Mimi gestures to the plates of half-uneaten food. You haven't even finished your dinners. Sometimes it's best just to cut your losses, I suppose. Ben holds out his hand to accept the check. Something about his statement feels like a rejection, and it sort of stings. Which is ridiculous, because clearly I did...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?